you're at such a disadvantage when you make comic books, and to do something and to make it look that cinematic is just unbelievable. Today we're going to take a look at something special. We're going to take a look at some Neal Adams work in a large format. This is something I've been really looking forward to. I kind of took a while to get my hands on it. I think it's still available. It's only like a few months old. I think the last time we took a look at Neal Adams on this channel, I believe, was when I looked at his Savage sketchbook. And if you have not seen that video, I may remake it because the quality is quite bad, but there's some great drawings in here. Like this piece is beautiful. This must have been done much later in his life. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Neal Adams DC stuff. And of course, I wanted to get the Green Lantern Green Arrow cover because I'm actually a huge fan of his Green Lantern stuff, even though I'm not as familiar with it as I am with his Batman stuff. So let's open this bad boy up. It's only about 8 months old or so. Hopefully I can get it all on the screen. It's very difficult to get these all on the screen, but I will do my best. And of course, he draws that great burly Batman. He's very lanky, thin in comparison to some Batmans, like a Frank Miller Batman, but he's got that chest hair, man, that 70s chest hair. So, of course, we have Neal here. I think this is a Bill Sienkiewicz piece. I could be wrong, but the introduction is by Bill Sienkiewicz, so I'm assuming it's a Bill Sienkiewicz piece. We've got some Brave and the Bold stuff. We've got Detective Comics stuff. We've got some Green Lantern stuff in here. So, man, okay, I have not opened this book. I have not seen this book. This is my first time opening it. And my goodness, looking at his work at this size is unbelievable. Now, I'm further back from my table than I want to be, so I'm doing my best to try to see all of this with a microphone in my face. But man, this stuff is really great. Wow. First off, we start with just this beautiful perspective page here. He's doing some great three-point perspective. That stuff's really difficult to draw, and he's doing it just amazingly. Neal Adams was one of the best, if not the best. He's sort of, if you took Kirby and then just put him on steroids, and that's Neal Adams to me. Just a great artist. I really do love his work quite a lot. So I have to fix my microphone a ton. We got some beautiful pieces here. Just great. He's really good at drawing. You can obviously tell he's a big Loomis guy as well, because he has some sort of Loomis elements to him. I sort of look at it from the eyes of somebody who's learning to draw or getting better at drawing or learning figure drawing. And I can definitely see what he's what I believe he kind of used as reference. I know he was probably a big Norman Rockwell guy. So, but beautiful, beautiful drawings. And he kind of made the world of comics a little more realistic. And, you got to appreciate that for sure. Great inking jobs. I don't know who's doing the inking on these. I don't know if he's inking his own stuff. I'm not quite certain. But man, beautiful, beautiful drawings. Just great. I mean, looking at it this size, looking at that Batman and that foreshortened, those legs coming forward, man. And just like very cinematic. His work is very, very cinematic. I know I use a lot of the same buzzwords when I go through some of my favorite artists, but man, I just like, that's like something that it looks like it could come out today. It's so damn good. And that cross-hatching work, again, I don't know who is inking these. I don't know if he's doing that in the pencil, in the pencils and kind of showing where the ink, where he wants the lines to go, but great cross-hatching. And just hatching in general. Beautiful forms. Very solid forms. Great anatomy. The king of anatomy. And I'm just thinking, imagine, again, I always say this with everything because I'm very much into the older stuff. And I was born in 91. So this stuff came out way before I was alive. And I couldn't imagine being a kid going to going to the store, going to the grocery store and seeing this stuff, seeing these covers on a spinner rack. I mean, that must have been unbelievable. It must have been mind blowing. It's just, I mean, no wonder why comics were so popular for so long. And now they've sort of, you know, there's not much interest in them anymore, which is quite sad. I love this cover. It's an homage to an old Batman cover. Beautiful stuff. I can definitely see some paste up work going on there. Feels like this is like a regular background and then the stuff was pasted on. That's what it looks like, but I could be wrong. Man. Love that Batman drawing. His Batman was so friggin' like just such a powerful character. I mean, just like you look at the Batman stuff before Neil Adams, it just kind of looks kind of goofy because I know there was like a weird thing going on with the comics code or whatever, and he kind of brought it back to that like more serious, you know, Batman that we know about. I know everybody gives that to Frank Miller, but Neil Adams and Danny O'Neill definitely had a huge impact on sort of modernizing Batman, I think, than they get a lot of credit for. Man, beautiful anatomy going on here. These pages are definitely quite old, maybe in a smoker's house, a little yellowed, but and just looking at the stuff, it's a real treat to kind of be able to look at this stuff. It's such a big format. And I don't know if these sell well. I don't know how many of these they print, but man, I hope they continue to print them because this is like an artist's dream. You're going to learn more from this stuff than you're going to learn from like an art college, probably. At least an art college. I mean, you might learn a lot about comic book making at the Kubert School, but like, I don't know. I just feel like you learn a lot about transitioning panels, using different perspectives, using different compositions. You pick up one of these books and you just really study it and study the books that you have on composition, on figure drawing, on anatomy, on, you know, how to make comics, and you're going to learn so much from looking at just one of these books. So these are a real godsend to, you know, aspiring comic book artists. Doing some really cool stuff here. Really great anatomy stuff there. Very cool. And then we have these pages that can be pulled out. I'm going to try to figure out how okay, so it pulls out from here. Now, I'm not going to be able to get this all on screen because it's rather difficult and I don't want to destroy the book, so I will do my best to get it on the screen. I will say these books, showing these books off, man, they are really difficult. Oop, do we have a piece that's stuck in here? Don't want to rip it. It like actually stuck in there. We go. Oh man, that's really great. Hold on, I'll try to move that over. They're heavy as hell too, but man, they are cool. Sorry for the shadows. And then of course we have this, which goes the opposite way, which that should be fun to move over. Gotta take a look at that. Trying to get it all on the page, but it's quite difficult. When you pick up one of these books, you know how big this thing is. It's not even just like big, it's extremely heavy. Trying not to destroy these pages, possible. How do you do this without destroying it? Oh my goodness. All right, get back to the show. The other thing is just drawing such dynamic comics, like beautifully dynamic comics. So much action. It's like he took like, you know, like Kirby and like Alex Toth and mixed it together and just made like very dynamic comics, but also very beautiful comics. Not like Kirby didn't make beautiful comics, but Kirby was doing like, you know, 20 books a month or something, so he couldn't give it the same love and attention that Neil Adams could. I think Neil was working on like maximum one book a month or something, maybe even longer, because I feel like this stuff would take forever. Man, that's a beautiful panel right there. Man, Neil Adams, beautiful composition there. I mean, it's really interesting, like how you can just drop somebody into like a world, and how an artist is so damn good at that. And then looking at this stuff in such a big format, I mean, you get to see every line. You get to understand where things are going in perspective and where the vanishing points are. It's just, it's really great. It's really great stuff. Man, that's a great face there. I'm assuming that's Gordon. And he's doing some really cool stuff with anatomy on the back there. I mean, he's definitely studied everything that you need to study to become just even like a fine artist. And then to bring it over to comics, it's just, you know, us comic book fans should be thankful for people like Neil Adams. Because I imagine that advertising probably paid you way more back then than comic books did. And to see this work, it's just amazing. Iconic cover here. Beautiful cover here. Seeing this at this big of a format is so great. I love that they give the years and stuff too. Beautiful. There's some yellowing going on there. I don't know if that has anything to do with just age, or I don't know, maybe markers that were, I don't know. No, because it's not black. I don't know. But man, look at that. You won't experience this the way that I'm experiencing this. And I got a microphone in my face and I'm quite far away from it. I'm not even like super close to it, which I'm going to do that once I am done with this video. But man, looking at it at this format is just unbelievable. I mean, you get to see that seriousness in Batman's eyes. Beautiful. You're going to hear me say beautiful quite a lot because, man, his stuff is great. Not a big fan of his Joker. A little too lanky, a little too goofy, if you ask me, but his Batman is great. Doing the underwater stuff, man. And the shark, putting the, I mean, how do you learn to draw putting chains over a shark's mouth? Where's your reference for that? Man. Look at that. Imagine owning one of these pieces. God, I wonder who owns all these. That's a pretty hefty book. Now, this is a great piece here. Hopefully, I'm getting it all on screen. The way he's pulling on those chains, like you definitely can tell he had to have been looking at somebody like a Frazetta or something like that. And man, to see those arms as like Batman's trying to get loose, as he's pulling on those chains as hard as he can, the striations in the arm is amazing. It's beautiful. He was obviously a Frazetta guy. I mean, how could you not be a fan of Frazetta? Man. Look at that. Beautiful drawing there, too. Got some Deadman in there. Okay, so we got pencils here. So this is what the pencils looked like over here on the left. Wow. Yeah, he's putting the marks down for sure. God. Even putting in the lettering and stuff. Wow. That's beautiful. Neil was definitely the man, that's for sure. Definitely the man. Man, look at that cover there. And again, he's doing a lot of great stuff with the panels, kind of going around. And very action-oriented. Kind of, taking the medium as far as you possibly can. Because, it's difficult because you don't have sound. You don't have movement. I mean, you have movement, but you have to do it through, consecutive panels. You're at such a disadvantage when you make comic books, and to do something and to make it look that cinematic is just unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Man, got some screen tone going on there. Wow. Stuff's beautiful. Really, really is. I'm so happy that these are coming out so that, you know, this stuff never dies, never goes away. We don't want this stuff to ever go away. I mean, look at that awesome just figure drawing there. The gesture of his legs coming up, his arms coming down. Like a dog, really. It looks like, but it's you know, it's like he just rolled or something like that. Or he's trying to catch his balance. It's beautiful. Movement, man. You got to study the figure quite a lot. And Neil was definitely studying the figure, doing very realistic stuff, not taking it over the top, making it look real. And, you know, I guess if your superhero comic shouldn't be super realistic, but when somebody can do that, you can't take that for granted, that's for sure. All right, so let's fast forward into some later stuff, or some other stuff. We got some Deadman stuff in here, which is pretty sweet. I don't want to show off the entire book because I would like for people to get their hands on this stuff. And it's not to mention this would be like a 4-hour video with the amount of stuff that's in here. But let's take a look at some of his Green Arrow, Green Lantern stuff, and then we're gonna call it. And I may remake my Neil Adams Savage sketchbook because the quality was so bad, so I may redo that. But man, it's just as good as the Batman stuff. It's beautiful, great figure drawing, great faces, expressions. Everybody looks different. I say that as we got a scene of everybody looking the same. Great action, great use of panels. It's so crazy how somebody, like I said, can take comic books. I don't want to pull that out. It can take comic books and just make it look realistic while also making it look larger than life. It's really, I think that's why he's truly one of the greats. So if you've been kind of wondering if this book is worth it, or you've been kind of on the edge or on the fence, and again, IDW doesn't know anything about me. I don't know IDW. There's absolutely no connection. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just saying if you love comic books and you want to become a better comic book artist, or you just want to understand the medium more, beautiful leg there as it's kind of going that way. You should definitely pick this up, especially Neil Adams. I would say that if you're ever going to pick up like one, if you're going to pick up 2 artist editions, I'd pick up this and then anything by Kirby. And again, I'm so thankful, so absolutely thankful that IDW is doing this. I think I don't know if Image owns IDW now or what the deal is, but Image is putting out the Steve Ditko one, which I'm going to pick up, which I've already picked up. So as soon as I get it in the mail, I'm definitely going to do a video on it. But yeah, man, it's Neil Adams. I mean, it's some of the best drawing you're ever going to see in comic books. I mean, there's no question about it. And there's a ton of Green Lantern, a ton of Batman. You know, the only thing I wish that they did have in here, and I don't think they have it, but I could be wrong, is I wish they had the Muhammad Ali Superman comic. And I don't think they have it. I think they do have some of his Superman stuff in here. Yeah. But I don't think they have but I mean, man, look at these covers. The covers alone are worth the price. And, man, that iconic Superman cover. And, look at that back piece, by the way. Got some of his, Western stuff in here, which is really cool. Great Flash covers. I think they have the cover with, Speedy shooting heroin or whatever that's in here somewhere. I mean, just really, really great stuff. And man, Neil was the man, the legend. Anyways, guys, that is the Neil Adams Classic Artist Edition. IDW doing some great stuff, putting out some great stuff. And I'm very excited for the Steve Ditko Arts Edition, which I'm going to cover. That has all the iconic Spider-Man issues. So I'm very excited about that. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.